years ago, IBTTA saw a critical need for a public awareness campaign to say in the clearest possible way what tolling is all about, and to help people understand the benefits of toll-financed transportation. We set out to tell the toll industry story to elected officials and policymakers, to the media, and to the general public. We developed a plan, we established a budget, we raised the money, and we went to work. Let's take a look at where we've been and what we've accomplished, not just in our own words, but also in the words of other transportation leaders, policymakers, elected officials, and the media. On April 29, 2014, for the first time in this nation's history, President Barack Obama presented his transportation legislation, calling to end the federal prohibition on tolling existing interstate highways as a way of paying for their reconstruction, marking a major shift away from how the federal highway system has been funded.
It was President Eisenhower who gave this country the interstate highway system, and the Obama administration is at least floating the idea of states charging tolls to pay for repairs. In a way, this is the cost of good intentions. Normally, taxes on gas pay for road repairs, but cars get better mileage and younger people are buying fewer cars, so with 47,000 miles of highway to attend to, the states may get to charge tolls if they so choose.
The Moving America Forward campaign is having a big impact. Before we started the campaign, tolling didn't get much media attention. Today, we're getting a lot of attention.
The Congress must lift the ban on tolling federally accredited highways. They must lift the ban. If they want the private sector to invest, they've got to give us tools to allow them a return on investment. And this idea that, well, we paid for it once. Well, that's idiotic.
Tolls are back on the table to fund the new Brent Spence Bridge, at least according to Ohio's governor.
Ohio's finishing touches on tolling took place around 3 this afternoon. Inside Paul Brown Stadium with the bridge as backdrop, the governor put his John Kasich on the official legislation.
Well, obviously nobody likes tolls. I don't like tolls. And, you know, if there's some way that you can end up building this bridge without them, that'll be great. But from what you see all across the country right now, there isn't any major bridge project that's going on that doesn't have tolls as some part of the financing mechanism.
Paying tolls on Wisconsin highways, that suggestion is now working its way into the race for governor.
Right, paying tolls to drive on interstate highways like this one, that's one of the options Democratic candidate Mary Burke says she would consider as a way to pay for road improvement projects like this across the state.
We should have all the options out on the table, and that toll roads certainly are one of those options, and I would consider looking at that.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Diane Rehm. Potholes, crumbling pavements, and structurally deficient bridges. There's lots of work to be done on the nation's roadways. Chris Edwards, do you think more tolls would be the way to go?
More tolls are the way to go. It is true our interstate highway system is it's aging. We're gonna need to rebuild it. We're gonna need new capacity as our population keeps growing. I think with the new electronic tolling systems, again, like we see on the new hot lanes or high occupancy toll lanes in the Capital Beltway, consumers like that system better than they like raising gas taxes. They know what they're paying for. They know they're paying for these highways. They can see the result. They get speedier transit.
Joining us now is Patrick Jones. He is Executive Director and CEO of the International Bridge, Tunnel, and Turnpike Association. Thanks for joining us, Patrick.
Thank you for having me, Diane. It's a pleasure.
Patrick Jones, what do you think? The states or the federal government?
One of the ways that the federal government can get out of the way is to give states the opportunity, the option, to toll existing lanes of interstate highways for the purpose of rebuilding those interstate highways.
Tolling is now seen as a solution to a problem, and IBTTA is seen as a thought leader. Tolling is now a part of the public policy debate on transportation funding and finance. We're meeting with elected officials. We're talking with the media and responding to both positive and negative stories. We're at the table and on the move. Tolling is a proven option for transportation funding and finance.
What we want to do is bring tolling forward as one of the solutions, and it's getting to be a prime solution that governments, state, regional, local, can utilize to help them build that infrastructure and to get their people out of congestion.
Tolling is a proven option for transportation funding and finance. At a time when government funding is scarce, tolling has emerged as a critical driver of mobility and economic growth. Tolling, moving smarter,